mynews.studio.
Picture this. Delegates from all corners of the globe gathered in Nice, France, trying to secure protection for almost half of Earth's surface. Now just 10 countries stand between us and a treaty that could change the fate of the ocean.
Today's date is July 23rd, 2025. Let's get everyone on the same page. The high seas make up nearly half our planet, yet until now less than 1% was actually protected. Why did it take so long to reach this point?
For a long time, no single nation had authority over these waters. So when it came to conservation or enforcement, things fell through the cracks. The new High Seas Treaty, sometimes called the BBNJ, changes all that. It creates a shared legal framework. Instead of piecemeal efforts, countries can now coordinate protection, aiming for 30% coverage by 2030. That's a significant step up.
The UN Ocean Conference was buzzing this year. Over 14,000 delegates, 175 countries, 60 heads of state. But the real headline was that 18 countries ratified the treaty in Nice, bringing the number to 50. What pushed so many to sign on now?
It came down to a mix of pressure and incentives. The European Union pledged €40 million to help African, Caribbean, and Pacific nations ratify and implement the treaty. Major countries like Indonesia and Jamaica joined in, and the EU ratified as a bloc. So it's not just money. There's also diplomatic encouragement and technical support, which helps countries with fewer resources clear the hurdles.
And then there's the 30 by 30 goal, protecting 30% of international waters by 2030, which seems to have really galvanized action. But once 60 countries ratify, does the treaty go into effect right away?
Not immediately. After the 60th ratification, there's a 120-day waiting period before the treaty becomes legally binding. Then the first conference of the parties, called the COP, will take place. That's when countries start setting up protected areas, establishing enforcement rules, and figuring out how to resolve disputes.
So for the first time, countries will be making decisions together at these COP meetings, not just acting on their own. What happens if they can't agree?
If there are disagreements, it could slow down the creation of new marine reserves or weaken enforcement. The COP is meant to address disputes, but the finer details like voting procedures and conflict resolution will be developed in those first sessions. It's really the first big test of whether countries can work together to manage the high seas.
There's also a financial side. The EU and European Investment Bank have pledged billions, and the European Commission committed another €1 billion for global ocean programs. How do these funds actually get used?
The funding goes toward capacity building, scientific research, and technology transfer. For example, if a country lacks resources for enforcement, they could use the money to train staff, buy monitoring equipment, or create legal systems. The idea is to help all countries, especially developing ones, participate more equally.
But the conference wasn't just about the treaty. 37 countries called for a pause or ban on deep-sea mining, and the UK pledged to ban bottom trawling in marine reserves. Are these efforts tied to the treaty?
They're not part of the treaty, but they're closely related. The treaty lays down the legal groundwork for bans in international waters, while national pledges, like the UK's, target activities within a country's own jurisdiction. Together, they create a more complete system for ocean protection.
So, if this treaty succeeds, what difference does it make for most people? Is it mainly about food, climate, or is there more to it?
It's all connected. Healthy oceans help regulate the climate, support fisheries that feed billions, and protect biodiversity. If we fail to protect the high seas, everyone feels the effects, whether it's higher food prices, more extreme weather, or losing livelihoods tied to the ocean.
We're just 10 ratifications away from a binding global treaty for the high seas. Do you think we'll cross that line in the next few months?
Given how quickly things have moved, it's likely, with financial incentives, diplomatic pressure, and growing public interest, most experts think we'll see the threshold reached by the end of the year, possibly sooner.
So, to sum up, the High Seas Treaty is closer than ever to reality, and it could transform how almost half of our planet is managed. if countries keep up the momentum.
Exactly. This is a crucial moment for ocean protection and for countries working together on environmental challenges.
Thanks for joining us as we work through this turning point for the high seas.
Thank you for listening. This episode comes to you from mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.